Simon.
And it is our 6th month in Japan.
Welcome to Eat Your Sushi. So you might have remembered last week we had food poisoning, and one of the remedies that we were told for food poisoning is to have udon noodles. So Martina and I, we decided to go to an udon restaurant to try some udon. And there was a really good one right beside our house. It's really highly recommended, so we decided to give it a shot. This place, however, didn't have a lot of pictures on the menu.
There were almost no pictures.
Almost no pictures on the menu.
And we're reading Japanese, but we're not quite at the level of, you know, everything.
And I always like going to new restaurants and trying new foods, even if I don't know what they are. Just pick something up, pick the recommendation, eat that. It might be great, it might be bad, but it's still going to be a very good memory that you have. Well, my experience wasn't a great one. It was a memorable one, though, because I ordered the cold udon and Martina ordered...
Which, P.S., I didn't even know existed. I didn't know there was cold udon.
Right.
Yeah, I ordered the otsusume whatever, and I posted it on Instagram, actually. The egg yolk and like some chicken skin stuff. And
yours
it
was wonderful. You didn't see any pictures of mine because I really kind of ruined mine because when they gave it to me, it was a bowl of noodles with like lots of little stuff, like little like white fish and like some ginger in it. And then they gave me a small little bottle container thingy. And she said something I didn't necessarily understand.
Now, here's where it went wrong, though.
Yeah.
I also had a little bottle thingy.
Right.
And I poured mine all over mine, and it was kind of like a dipping sauce. And I ate it, and it mixed beautifully, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
It was a warm broth that Martina added, so I decided to like pour all of mine in. I shouldn't have poured all of it because it was just pure soy sauce.
Oh,
I was supposed to add a little bit of it. Instead, I just overturned the whole thing. I dumped it in there.
Simon let it rain with soy sauce. Like, and picture people with champagne at a bar.
This broth is really thick and black and really smells like soy sauce. And I just went all out and I had a whole bowl of soy sauce noodles. But I have a story to tell from it at least, so it's not an entirely losing experience.
The sad part was that he tried really hard to eat it because you don't want the noodles were great, everything was great. You don't want them to feel insulted. And we're definitely gonna go back again.
Right.
But so Simon is shoveling them into his mouth like this. He's like, and I can see the salt strain on his face.
And my concern is that the people that are running the restaurant are looking over, they're like, damn, white people must really love their soy sauce. And I don't like my soy sauce that much. I'm just trying not to be wasteful. And it turns out that I just ruined my experience a little bit.
You know what the good news is about this? We got it all on video.
We got it all on video. I thought it was broth. So it seems like on our days off when we should be just chilling, instead of shooting videos, what do? We shoot pictures. And this is what we do because like doing this kind of stuff is super fun, making videos and pictures. So when do we actually stop doing this? I don't know. But we're in Asakusa right now. We're at the temple. I don't know the name of the temple. This is my first time here ever, but it seems like this is the tourist thing to do. And it's absolutely gorgeous. We can't get any pictures or videos inside there, but we got some right here. It's pretty nice. Look at the temple.
We had quite the crazy weekend. Definitely more than we usually do.
This is the craziest weekend we've ever had in Japan.
Yes.
Well, it's not as crazy as a guy with pliers almost ripping your diseases out of you.
Yes,
but it was a fun crazy that we had.
So what happened is we have some videos coming up soon that you guys are going to really like. I'm trying to learn how to cook Japanese food, as you know. And we have a friend who's a Japanese chef, and he came to the house to teach me, and we filmed it. Look forward to that coming out soon.
Right. When we started wrapping everything up and cleaning up, I put on some music to listen to, and the chef asked me, oh, you know, what kind of music you like? And I said, you know, everything. We listen to acoustic, we listen to metal, we listen to electronic, we listen to hip hop, like just about every genre we listen to it. And he's like, oh, my friend owns a club in Shibuya. And then I, as a joke, because we were so exhausted after filming for so long, I'm like, let's go tonight. And before I even finished my sentence, he pulled out his phone, called up the owner, and he's like, okay, we have reservations to go. There might have been like a failure in translation there because that was supposed to be a joke. Like, haha, we're tired. Let's go clubbing tonight. He did not see the joke, so we kind of committed to going to a club.
He's telling us the club doesn't open until 11, but no one gets there at 11. Like, we've got to be there for 12:30 or 1. And I'm like, how will I survive.
I'm too old for this shit.
I mean, we can stay awake till 1, but
Yeah.
usually I'm like at home in pajamas.
But I could stay, like, if I'm in my bed in my jammies from like 10 p.m.
Jimmy
I could probably
jams.
push it to like 2 a.m.
You know,
son.
we're,
You
like,
know,
watching the
I got that
cosmos.
energy.
However, we already committed to this, so we went in around 12:30, which was still way too early.
Yep.
Because there was like no one there
Nobody
yet.
there.
But what's really enjoyable about going to a club and not giving a care in the world is your ability to let loose and dance.
Like, once you're married, like, I could dance wherever I want. The mating ritual is over.
Simon's
I
got
have
his
already
pigeon
got my
dance.
mate. I don't have to impress anybody with my dancing. I could do the sprinkler if I want. I could do the pizza dance if I want. I don't need to impress anyone
No
anymore.
one knows the pizza dance because I made it up.
You make a pizza
Make
on
a
the dance
pizza.
floor.
You
You
make
put
a
it in the
pizza.
oven, you pull it out, you slice it up, you give it to your friends. That's a pizza
The
dance.
pizza dance. But it was just like a genuinely great time. We danced. We saw like the best techno DJ in Japan apparently.
Yep.
He played the broccoli song. Broccoli, broccoli, broccoli.
What really impressed me is that when we wound up leaving the club at around like 4:15
Yeah.
a.m. or so, like the music was still blaring.
It's 3 levels of like loud blaring DJ music.
And we were heading towards the door and we were still like dancing and singing.
We're like, yeah,
But there was a
yeah.
big sign right by the door right when you left that had like a guy like shushing. And there was a guard there also shushing you as you left. Because there was like people like live around that area as well. But you couldn't tell from the outside that like this club was actually a club because it was so quiet. And everybody that left
soundproofing
was quiet. And there was like no sound leakage. And I was very impressed.
It was just an all-around really fun night.
It was
Stayed
my-
up dancing.
It was my first night in Japan, staying up all night, and it's probably my last because I'm definitely too old for this shit.
Question. Why is all this? Why?
Why do we have a Hello Kitty parking lot?
How did this magic happen? This is like when we saw the pink polka dotted cranes, you know, and we're like, why would this happen? Like, someone's just like, hey, we should just make this. We're not even in a tourist neighborhood. Like, we were in the tourist neighborhood, and now we're like in the residential neighborhood. If you look around you right now, Simon, you can see how incredibly plain.
Boring, 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 boring. Hello Kitty. Why?
Why not should be the question. I'm Martina, and I'm running for president, and I say, why not to Hello Kitty everything? Why not?
Speaking of being too old for this, it's time for the weekly challenge!
Hey, I'm not too old for clubbing. I've still got the moves.
We've all got the moves.
Look at me.
I could bust these same moves for the rest of my life.
Hey, I could definitely go back to that club again. I don't think anyone would know my age.
So speaking of guessing ages, we recently saw an article about a model in Japan who looks like she's in her early 20s, but turns out that she's in her mid 40s, and I would have no ability to guess what her age is.
Not just us. The Japanese internet is
Right.
like losing their minds.
And as a matter of fact, like I can never guess anybody's age. I don't know like the neighbors' ages. I don't know like our friends' ages. I'm just terrible at guessing people's ages in Korea and Japan. So today we're gonna put that to the test, and Martina and I are going to have to guess the ages of the pictures of the people that we see.
The person who is the closest to the age wins, and at the end of these pictures, whoever has the most wins will not suffer a dire punishment.
Yes, let us begin.
Oh my god, I totally don't care.
Oh.
Pommy. Well, how do I not know her age?
okay.
Okay, I can do this. Okay.
I'm gonna guess based on like my knowledge of her.
shoot.
Kind of. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I can do this.
But-
Oh my god. Okay, ready?
3,
1,
2, 1, 25. Oh shit.
It's like Price is Right.
Okay, who's closest?
I'm 25, you're 23.
23, 25. Yes! Right on! I am right on! Whoa, that is not indicative of my skills whatsoever.
Oh man.
Oh my
I
gosh.
knew she was young only because I knew she started out young, but I did not know. Oh,
So it's the first to 4 points wins.
whatever.
Okay, here we go.
Masioka, he was in Heroes!
Oh, he was in Heroes.
Okay. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Looks like
How-
he's 90 and 15 at the same time.
Yes, yes.
He's like
you
a
bridge the
15,
gap.
90-year-old.
It's just like you.
Ooh, this is tough. Okay.
See.
Let's give crow's
Is there any crow's
feet.
feet? Okay, you ready?
Okay, ready?
3, 2, 1,
31.
35. Oh shit. 41! I'm closest!
No!
He's actually 41? Okay.
He's 41?
Okay.
No, we don't get that.
2-0. Next one.
I don't want this to be loser Martina. Okay, Keiko Kitagawa.
I have no idea who she
Oh
is.
my god. Okay, Keiko, what clothing are you wearing? Is it appropriate?
Is it,
mom
you got
wearing?
the
Is it
young
mom
cool
wears?
people.
How about your hair? Let's see your appropriate level.
Let me. How many split ends you got?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I literally.
Okay, I've got mine.
She could be anywhere between like 20 and 50.
Okay. I before said what, like between 15 and 90?
Okay.
No, she could be between. No, I'm not saying what. She
I
could be
literally.
between. Okay, you ready? You ready?
No, wait.
You ready?
No, I'm not.
What are you
How
analyzing?
old are you? My feels. I'm analyzing my feels. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
27.
27. Oh my god.
We're way off.
Oh my god. Ah, 29. You are sucking at this.
Keiko, I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
You were wearing old people
Oh my
clothing.
god. She thinks you look 43
I looked
years
at your
old.
clothing. I'm saying I thought she was wearing clothing that was indicative of somebody who was like older.
Have
If
I
she was
totally
wearing...
broken the curse here? It's 3-0. Can you pull a comeback here?
Ken.
Oh, this guy.
Remember what he was in? Wasn't he in
Yeah,
Batman?
he was in Inception also.
Look at those crow's feet.
Look at those crow's feet.
So he's like 100 at least because he's got crow's feet. You are. Man, that is.
I'm actually very pleased with my skills at guessing people's ages now. Like,
actually
I
very
thought that I
pleased with
sucked at this.
myself.
I am so close to all these ages.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
3,
2, 1, 61. 53, 61, 56. Okay, so Martina's 3 years off. I'm 5 years off. Okay, you got a point. You got a point. You got a point.
I got
You
the
got a
dance
point.
skills.
You got a
I got
point.
the dance skills.
Okay.
Ow!
All
I hit
right.
my finger and it hurt so bad.
Good.
It hurt so bad, it
Distractor.
hurt so bad.
Next one. There we go.
Ow. Okay. Masako Mizutani.
Oh my god.
It's okay. This is youthful clothing. Look
Okay.
at that bozy on
That
her
looks like
shirt.
a house that she's in. So she
Yes.
has a house.
Or she's visiting
she
a
can't be
house.
super young.
But 40s.
Oh my
in
god,
head.
is she like 18?
Oh, this is very stressful.
No, she can't be 18.
Okay. I hope you guys are screaming at the screen right now with your
Oh my
guesses
God.
as well, because that's important. This is an important part. This is the toughest one so far.
This is the toughest one so far.
Okay, got it. Ready?
3, 2, 1,
40.
21. Holy shit, we are way off here.
Come on, 38.
Holy 46? I guess less than half of your age. Whoa, you better not pull a comeback here. There's no way you're
Don't
46.
call it a comeback.
No, we gotta Wikipedia
No,
this.
you know how I knew she was older?
No.
You can't Wikipedia. You obviously, Simon already
She can't be
obviously-
46. That's not right.
No, she
You are
is.
46?
She's the woman they wrote the article about.
Okay,
it's
so
3-2.
3-2.
3-2.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
here
right.
we go.
Haruma Miura. God, he's got cherry blossoms delicate around his face. This is such an airbrushed photo. It's unfair. He has no skin pores. No skin pores whatsoever.
No
His
skin
nose
pores.
is blending into the other side of his
I'm gonna
face.
say
It's so
maybe
overblown.
7 years old. I have really no idea.
Okay, I got mine. If you're 50, I will kill you.
I will
find
run
you
up
and
to
drink
you
your
and I will
blood.
drink your vampire blood. Invite me into your cult.
Okay. Okay, you ready?
3, 2, 1,
24.
25. Oh.
Loser.
Martina.
Oh my god.
Oh my
We're so
god.
close. We're so
That was very,
close.
hey, we were very close to that. I also think that we were kind of thrown off here because we kept on thinking that like Dan is trying to mess with us. So that's why. But like when it comes to average people, I really can't guess.
This is going back
The
to
comeback.
the sadness.
Oh.
By the way, I'd like to mention that someone in the comment section was like, "Oh, I'm a new subscriber to your channel. I feel so sad that Simon keeps losing all the time." And I was
Yes.
like, "Oh no,
Thank you, new
did
subscriber.
not."
I am doing this for you.
Listen.
Any new subscriber that comes here, I will keep winning
I wrote
in
back to
your
them
honor.
though. I wrote back to them and I said, "Hold up." I
Hold
said, "In
up.
Korea, Simon wins everything nonstop, and he's a cheater McCheaterson, and
No.
him losing like 3 episodes is nothing according to the scale of loser. I have built a loser statue on myself."
It's okay. I think it's time for your loser punishments here. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. I'm so excited about this one here.
Martina's not here anymore.
For today's punishment,
Drinking Calpis.
we have Calpis and sake.
What's Calpis?
Calpis is like milk soda.
Milk soda. I
Milk
already
soda.
don't want to drink it.
Calpis and sake or Calpis and vinegar.
What?
Yes. You will have to drink one of these. Which one do you want?
Can I smell them first?
No, you sure as cannot. Which one do you want? Left hand or right hand? Which one do you want? Left hand or right hand?
Left hand.
You want my left
I
hand?
want your left hand.
This one right here.
Yes, I do. You get to drink the other one?
No, I'm not drinking anything. I win.
For special times, make it sake and vinegar times. I think that was just sake.
That was just sake.
Yeah!
This one definitely smells like vinegar. Take a sip of this one and let me know.
Oh my god! I
That
dodged
wasn't even
a bullet.
subtle.
I dodged a bullet.
Whoa.
Wow. UFO gyoza.
This is amazing. This looks like one dumpling, but it's actually a bunch of them, and they're all
Are they hidden in there?
under this individual sheets. You see that? Look at that, look at that, look at that. See? There's a dumpling hiding underneath here.
Hidden dumpling.
What does this taste like?
It should be scalding hot.
Oh, just like batter. Never thought of it like this before. UFO gyoza. It tastes like
Hot burning?
pain.
Nonetheless, delicious.
Delicious. This little layer adds an extra breadiness to it. I like that.
Fluff.
Fluff. You keep recording and you keep eating this.
Hey.
It's a good strategy. Get the macro shots here. I think it's time we answer some questions. The first question comes from Green Megs and Ham.
Green Megs and Ham!
They're planning on applying to teach Japan starting next year, and they have no experience going abroad and going out on a limb. What's it like starting over in a new country? What's it like not knowing the language? Is it a doable transition for someone to do it alone?
Okay, I'm sure a lot of people are curious about this.
Great.
To begin with, is it doable to do it alone? I will say that I know it feels like you're doing it alone because probably your friends and family are not coming to Japan.
Right.
But tons of people come to Japan
Right.
alone.
We came here as a couple, but lots of people are alone.
Yeah.
Dan's alone.
And so
So
alone.
So alone.
Like when we moved to Bucheon the first time and we
Yeah.
met our friends,
Right.
we were the only couple. All these people came alone and slowly got to know people.
Exactly.
So don't feel like you're super alone.
It's definitely possible. It's definitely doable.
Yes. Now, we will say when you're living in your home country where you speak the mother tongue, okay? Whether you live with your family or you live with a friend or you live on your own, all that knowledge that you've gathered about life skills, you're going to crumple those up, you're going to throw them out the window.
Yep.
Because now that you're moving to Japan or a different country altogether, you've got to relearn all these basic skills again.
Because it's not just a matter of like, do you have enough language to have conversation with people? The basic idea is, do you have enough of an understanding how to be an adult by yourself?
Yes.
Forget about conversations for now. How about just getting the right kind of toilet paper?
There's like this nitty-gritty part of life that people don't talk about when moving overseas.
So for example, if you like grew up in New York and you decide to move over to LA and live on your own, you still know how to use public transportation, how to use washing machines and all that. But when you come to Japan or like another Asian country in which you don't speak the language, these are whole new things you have to relearn again.
Like the recycling nightmare.
Yes.
Now, the reason I bring this up isn't to intimidate you, it's to prepare you to not get frustrated. Because we've seen people when we were living in Korea, at least, that gave up at like the 3 or 4 month mark.
Yep.
They hadn't even had the chance to really fully learn the language yet. It was more like all these little things kind of ate away at them. Like they felt frustrated that they couldn't ask for a plastic bag instead of paper at the grocery store. All these things kind of ate away at them and they just said they couldn't like take it anymore. And I want to prepare you for that because you don't need to feel frustrated. It needs to be more accepted as, this is kind of cool.
Right.
Like, oh my God, like I'm an adult and I can't pick out my shampoo. It's kind of this fun thing that once you finally get it, it's like this goal you achieve.
And the thing is, you remember all of these things afterwards. Like, I profoundly remember the first couple months we had in Korea in which all of our clothes smelt like dirty mold for so long because we didn't know how to wash them right. And like, these are fond memories that you have.
Yeah, and these are things that your other friends and family will never experience.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember the first time I did laundry when I was growing up in Canada. Do you? I don't remember the first time I bought shampoo and conditioner.
No.
These are memories that have just been washed away with time. But coming to Japan will give you like a fresh start altogether. And it's really rewarding when you stick through the whole thing.
I think a really big benefit of starting anew in another country is it kind of really makes me appreciate people that have moved to my home country that I didn't necessarily consider before. So my parents are immigrants. They moved to Canada when they were 38 and they barely spoke the language at all. And as a kid, I didn't really think about the struggle that they wound up going through.
Yeah.
But now that I've kind of undergone that myself, I appreciate how challenging it was for them. And not necessarily just for like my parents, but to anybody that moves to Canada and doesn't speak the language. I kind of understand now, or I kind of have more sympathy now for what it's like to be the minority in another country. And these are things that I never really understood or could put myself in the mind frame for when I was living in Canada.
Not to mention that, like, when it comes to like your parents and like my dad and my grandmother,
Yeah.
they didn't choose necessarily to move to Canada. Well,
Right.
for us, it was like, hey, let's go abroad in
Yeah.
Japan, or hey, let's go abroad to Korea. Like, we could make that choice. And for them, it's like you're being uprooted and making this decision to kind of like flee this country.
Yeah.
And now you just have to start from scratch. So I just think that's totally amazing. Now I really look back on it and go like, wow, your parents were totally amazing.
Yeah.
They raised you, and you picked up English too.
It definitely helps me appreciate the many different perspectives that people might have living in your home country when if you're just living there from start to finish, you don't necessarily see other people's way of view.
I'm learning strategies first from little children failing before me.
Watch the children fail before you take it on yourself. All right, love, you got this. Don't break the paper. Ah.
What's that baby blue one? I think it's over.
It's over.
Yes! For my garden.
So explain how that game went.
It's a very complicated game if you think about it. You have like a rice paper scoopy, and when you scoop it, it dissolves, and so the ball falls in between it.
For last week's skill testing question, we asked you to name a food adventure program that has failed, that we didn't really enjoy. And there are so many answers, but the one we're picking today is from Daniel Christensen, who says their first favorite fap that we didn't like was from the Korean toast, where Martina decided once and for all that cheese shouldn't be sweet cheese, but should be savored cheese.
I remember that.
That's one of my favorite quotes ever. So
Yeah.
congratulations, Daniel. If you're the winner, please send us an email and we will mail out your capsule toy very soon.
You want to know some trivia?
What?
That place closed down.
It closed down.
Way
Damn right it
down. For this week's skill testing question, speaking of old, Spudgy is too old to walk in the hot heat of
Yes.
Tokyo. How old do you think Spudgy is?
Leave your answer in the comment section below or on Twitter or on Facebook, and we will pick one winner and mail out your capsule toy next week.
This is an easier chance to win, guys, because
Yep.
this is a guess one.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
I think we might have mentioned how old he is.
He's an Asian dog. It's difficult to guess his age.
You know what? I actually, like, we have his
His
medical
age.
record, and it says, like, his birthday on there, so we could actually...
Yeah, except his birthday is the birthday that they guessed.
Yes.
Because they also didn't know his age.
Right.
They were like, it's about
We're
this.
gonna go according to the doctor's
Yes.
guess.
It feels like something was missing in this
What
week's
happened to
Eat Your
Magical
Sushi.
Mail Time?
That's right. So Magical Mail Time is where we open up your letters and your packages, and we absolutely love doing that, except we've noticed that in the heat, a lot of your packages have been melting as they've been waiting to be opened.
Right.
And since we don't want this segment to be like 40 minutes long of us just opening packages up, we've decided that we're gonna move that segment into its own segment so that we can actually get through your packages faster and not have precious stuff you sent us get destroyed.
So if you want to see this video, it's on our bonus channel. Make sure you click here, and you can see us go through the packages so that they don't go to waste.
Yes. Did you guys know we had a bonus channel?
Ho ho.
It's called Simon and Martina Bonus. It's got our extra footage from our videos. It's got random footage that we find that we don't go into a normal video. And now it's going to have Magical Mail Time. And I'm excited to actually really legitimately show the whole packages.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's it for this week's video. I'm gonna go pour some ice down my crotch.
Oh boy. This is not the way that it should be.
This is exactly
I
what
don't
it
even
should
understand
be.
your scientific thing behind that, because your ice crotch will melt and then it'll look like you've wet yourself.
But then that wetness, when the breeze hits, will be a lot cooler.
What breeze? The hot 40-degree breeze?
Well, when I thrust in the air like
See,
this,
all
then
of this
you
has gone
create a
terribly,
breeze.
terribly wrong.
It's
Oh,
science.
It's not science. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.